soon. Setting up everything. I'm putting some teasers in here. La la la. Checking if everything is working. Let's hope yes. Link. Live, not now, live. Can I hear myself or not? Live. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Let me set up everything. And we are starting in 2 minutes. This is the great moment to grab the link and to post it on your social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, to invite everybody, because this is open for everyone. And that will be great if you could help with sharing, also liking and hitting the like button and subscribing also helps. Bardzo mi miło, pozdrawiam. Hello, hello. Yes, invite your friends and share. This is the best way, because, Facebook sometimes doesn't really help us with getting close to you. I send invitations, I post it, but it's not always visible. Perfect. Let me flip the camera so I can say my hello. Hi everybody, and welcome to my studio. And good to see you all. I can see my patrons, I can see some friends from all over the world joining. I hope you're going to have a good time. We are going to talk about what are the best ways to use art ingredients, beads, micro beads, glitter, and art stones. So it is perfect for all the people who have them and wonder what to do with them. Also, it is great for mixed media beginners or for people who look for a bit of refresher and maybe some new ideas on using the quite popular products we included in the mixed media line with Prima Marketing. So I'm here to share the tips. We are going to talk about, the elements, the little things that like to go everywhere, the ones that go into every cavity you may have in your studio. The little flying things such as glitter or beads that just go everywhere. So there are some ways to tame the glitter, there are some ways to tame the beads, so we are going to talk about that as well. And stay tuned, because in about 2 weeks we've got our second live stream where we're going to talk about metallic flakes and about mica powders. So there's quite a lot of that to cover. In the meantime, I just want to remind you that on my social media and on my design team social media, or on Finnabair studio account and Finnabair, both on Instagram and on Facebook, we try to keep you entertained by showing short videos, reels with the tips. Today I was sharing my tips on glitter, and well, it's going to be a good starting point to our discussion about art ingredients. So I was wondering how we should do that to make it all work. And I was thinking the best way is to start by talking about the best products to go with the art ingredients, the ones that are the most useful to combine with art ingredients to get the best results. And for this purpose, I will just say 3D gel and soft gloss gel are the best friends you may have, because they turn your art ingredients into whatever you want them to be. My favorite number 3 would be gilding glue. So the product that is dedicated to metallic flakes, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next live stream, but it's a great hack to apply your glitter. So you can expect this kind of content today. We are also going to have a look at one of my favorite projects based on the art ingredients, and we will try to recreate part of that look on the small sample. So you will see beads and glitter may be wonderful friends, in fact. So are you ready to start? Have you got any questions before we officially start? Yes, once you start using beads, you are not able to stop. This is very true. Hello, hello. I can see people from all over the world, so that's great. Don't forget, this is open for everyone, so you can absolutely drop that link anytime. Probably now is the best time, to all of your crafty friends who may come and join us or watch the replay later on, because all of the live streams we do here are recorded and they stay on the channel, so you can come back to them later on as well. However, the chat only works now when we are here live, so this is a great opportunity to give your personal tips to your crafty friends or to find answers to the questions you may have. Just in case if you are new here, I just want to mention this is Mixed Media Mondays, our social media campaign we put together with Prima Marketing. So my name is Anna Dąbrowska-Pękocka, this is my full name, and people usually call me Finnabair, or shorter Finn, and I'm the creator of Prima Marketing Mixed Media line, and all the things I'm telling you here, they come from my experience. I can see in the chat we also have my wonderful brand ambassador Nuneka. She can help as moderator here, and she can answer a lot of questions as well. And I've seen, I think, is there anyone else from the team? I don't see the names of my design team members or anyone yet, but they may show up as well. But I see my patrons here. So we've got a really nice group to start with. Well, the glitter is a problematic medium. I can see here Simply Blessed Designs mentioned that that there's a bit of the love-hate relationship, or even more hate than love. And yeah, I get it. Although I think there are certain projects where glitter is absolutely justified and may look amazing. So I will give you like a brief run through the most popular ways of using your art ingredients. And of course, it's just part of the possibilities and options, because I'm sure there's so much more. But it is just, you know, a good point to start. And if you have your own ideas, be you know, encouraged. Feel free to share. Hello, Vidalina. Good to see you. Big hugs to people in Peru. I've seen Lorena as well before, so that's great. Hello, Lorena. So let's have a look at the table, okay? Let's have a look at the table. We're going to go through that together. Oh, no, not this. This. Yay. So I put some of the projects here, the ones that contain quite a lot of the art ingredients. And as I said, we're going to have a look at them one by one. And if you maybe saw the short videos I made, you know that there are many ways of playing with them. So let's maybe look at the best friends for the art ingredients. I told you, and you need to apply them in some way. And probably the best selection of the art mediums that would go with the glass glitters, art stones. These are one of my favorites. Glass glitters, beads, and micro beads. These are just some of the art ingredients we have. However, don't feel like you are limited to that, because in the past we also had mica flakes, which work quite similar to sequins. And there is quite a lot of the other things you can use in a similar way to create your own special effects. So maybe instead of talking about glitter, talking about beads separately, we can look at the mediums and to see what they can do for us in the combination with these products, because that will be more logical. You can see some of the ingredients are quite fine, like art stones, for example. They are super small and they're also regular size. So they can be glued easily, or they can be turned into a paste. We've got mediums for that. The same with the glitters, the same with the beads. So I will prepare something for you and I will show you effects you may get with that. So I've got a lot of containers and I've got quite a lot samples. So let's look at the soft gel first. This is like the most popular way of using your embellishments. You can see in some of the projects, for the extra grungy effect or for the extra transparency, I like to add different kinds of beads or glitter. Here we've got combination of the transparent beads, and they go inside of the flowers and around the photo. They go also here. So they are a little bit of the texture, but not too much in your face. They are transparent, so they're delicate. Here, this is the project that has microbeads in them, and microbeads are in combination with paints on the top. So originally the microbeads were in this white gold color, and then after the project was glued together and painted, I sprinkled some microbeads on the top. We will do that in a moment, so you will see how it works. And later on, we added some paint in between as well, so the paint goes nicely in between the beads. To get these effects, you can see here, the easiest way is to get transparent sticky medium or transparent glue, something that will disappear after application. So one of the good choices is soft gloss gel. If you could see the previous editions of Mixed Media Mondays, we were talking about gels a lot, and this is transparent gel medium. And this gel medium is going to be also with the glossy finish. So in combination with the shiny elements such as shiny metallic microbeads, or with some kind of the glass glitter, this is something that is discontinued, but some of you may still have it. It's going to work really well because it's not going to make it matte. It will let this give the full potential. So let's talk about application. I've got some older sample that we had here on the table before. This is just painted and brushed with white gesso. Now, if we would like to add some textures, we can use the soft gel to stick our glitter, our microbeads or mini art stones in selected places. So we will have a little bit of a sampler here. The easiest way is to find a brush that is not so precious and not so beautiful. Usually I have the brushes that are, let's say, ready to retire. And then using my soft gloss gel, it may be also your favorite transparent glue, I find the places where I apply a portion of the transparent medium. So wherever I would like to sprinkle my beads, or wherever I would like to put some art stones or mini art stones or glass beads, I just put the portion of the gel. So that is something that is going to fill the gaps really nicely. And if you have some ugly parts that maybe the embellishments, they don't look great together in that spot because there are some, edges or imperfections, your beads can cover that easily and you can have really nice results. I paint in different locations so we can sprinkle different effects in there so we can compare how they look like, okay? So if you don't have soft gloss gel, you can use the matte gel. However, it will make your glitters or beads not as shiny. Or you can look for your favorite transparent glue that is going to work the same way as the gel. Okay, so let's have a look how they work for us. First of all, I put it in the water, the brush. Let's sprinkle a little bit of the silver microbeads, right? So they're going to stay really nicely in here. You can see this is something that just goes in there. And now, what happens if you have too much or not enough? Container. I will try to tap off in the container so it's easier. I tap off, and if they cover too much, I take a fresh brush and I just move them a little bit, rearrange them to show the details a little bit more. So I can just still rearrange them a bit, spread them or reveal the details, right? You can rearrange them the way you like. So this is super easy. And of course, don't forget, you can easily combine different colors of the microbeads together as well. So if you'd like to add another color, you can do that just by sprinkling them one after another or mixing them before and going in there. After you've got this effect and you let it dry, you get the look similar to the effect I'm showing you here. Let my camera focus. Oh, now, see on the wing here, focus on the wing, thank you. And these are, as you can see, permanent. If there is enough of the gel will get completely invisible and the only thing you see are the microbeads. Now, super simple. What happens with a little bit bigger elements? If we have bigger beads like these ones here, they're a little bit heavier, they will need a bit more of the gel. So keep that in mind. And these guys, they are almost like a delicate version, almost like microbeads themselves. It's hard to say because they are super invisible on the white. So here I would just add a little bit more of this gel medium. So soft gel goes first. Once you are happy with the application, I would suggest put the big ones first, right? If you have the beads or art stones, tap them so they are going to stick. And then finish with the smaller ones so they go in between. I think that makes sense. And then, again, tap off the excess. There will be a lot of leftovers here in that container. After drying, you're going to have invisible beads as well. Just the effect you can see in here. Can you color them? I usually do that after they are dry. You can color them up front, but that's a lot of work. Unless you have some alcohol inks and you want to roll them in there. Much easier to color on the top. I will show you how I do it on some projects in a moment, okay? So we've got some glass beads, we've got some micro beads. And next popular choice we can combine with the soft gel is let's say glass glitter. Glass glitter, it's little chunks of glass. So in a way, there's something between glitter and micro beads or beads. And then I just want to show you how pretty they are. Right, let's put them here next to the bird. Right, and then be careful, of course, when you touch them, don't put them under your nails because they are sometimes quite sharp because they are little chunks of glitter. So here we go, right? So they stick really well. After drying, all of this, whatever is going to stay, it will be quite solid. So these are permanent effects. So that is the next way. So we've got these toppings here. I can see Noneka mentioned the word toppings. Yeah, they work really well. The last one of the toppings that I want to show you today, they are mini art stones and art stones. They are different because they're not shiny. They are super addictive. And oh, hello, Olga. One more brand ambassador is here. So you can see they look like little stones, but don't be fooled. They are super lightweight. They are so easy to apply because they are so light. Let's put them in this part of the project so you will see how they work. And again, if you want to combine different sizes, make sure you're going to sprinkle the big ones first so they have a chance to stick. And you can see they're almost like popcorn, super light, right? And then you can sprinkle the big ones. Is there any spot I missed? Okay, here. Right? And then you know already, tap off. So they look like little pieces of stones. And they are going to give you really, really nice effects. And when I started using art stones, I just discovered they go so nicely with everything. And one part is these are super nice just to go as they are, especially for the projects that are maybe inspired by the ocean or they are supposed to look like a bit of the snow in your project, but they are very easily painted as well. So let's put them on the side. I will show you the example of the painted art stones. Look inside of this flower. We've got here combination of the bigger and smaller art stones, so regular ones and the minis. And then the colors, oh, come on. Come on, focus, focus, thank you. You can see the colors of the paints, they were put on the top of these, and they were penetrating the little spaces in between. So this way, oh, come on, focus. So this way you get really beautifully color matching textures. On the bottom, they look super nice and organic. So they are great for everything, right? And then look on the petals of the big flowers. Here they are. So I will show you in a second how you can get that effect done. You know the application already, but I have to tell you, some people have very secret techniques to do that. And Nuneka, the one is absolutely precise about applying things. She has her way of applying art stones, and I will do my best to show you what she's doing. But, you know, for the full tutorial, you have to ask her. So instead of sprinkling on the top, she has the habit of dipping the brush, right, in the gel medium, not too much. Dipping. And then dipping that in the art stones. Yeah. Then finding the spot and placing them just like that. Huh? Was that done correctly? I will do one more time so you can tell me I did it right. You dip, right? You dip in the art stones. And then you find a spot and you flip. And here they are. Ha ha ha. Right? I learned the secret technique. I am just showing you, but my application is rubbish comparing to hers, so I give her all the credit. She knows how to do stuff really well. Look, the same thing. For the mini art stones, you put your brush in the glue, right? Then you go inside, yeah, and then you find a spot, and you flip, and then again, portion, and you flip, and they stay. Make sense? So if you want to be more precise, not just sprinkling, you can try the secret Nuneka's technique, dipping and then finding the spot and then twisting the brush, right? You can practice. You can tell I've been practicing not enough, but let's say this is one of the ways. So that is something I remember I was mesmerized when she was showing. And this way you can also get really nice organic looking groups of the mini art stones and art stones. Yes, perfect for the centers of the flowers, really nice for the groups. And that is something you can add to the project. Of course, after that, before you do any painting, remember you have to dry your gel. So soft gloss gel is better for the shiny stuff because it will keep the shiny elements visible. And this is kind of natural. For the art stones, you don't have to care. You can use glossy or matte version. It's going to be visible the same way. So we've used the soft gel, but we didn't do anything with the glitter. So I was showing in today's video what I like to do with my leftover glitter and embellishments of different kinds. So I cover elements with the glitter, especially when I have leftover ones. And this is also done with the soft gel. So very quick idea. How cute is this? So for the glitter elements, let me grab another pumpkin maybe. This is really nice for Halloween. And maybe one more of the pebbles. Usually what I do, I just collect the leftover glitters in the container, and then when I have it there, I use it for making paste, or I dip my embellishments in there. So what you can do is just dipping the uh, embellishments inside. Let's pretend we've got some leftover glitter, okay? My secret is I never use a single color. I always mix them so they look multidimensional. Like this is a combination of many glitters together. Shades of gold, copper, orange. So it looks so much better. Okay, so now secret combination of the glitters. We've got shades of dark pink, purple, and let's say it's aubergine, right? Let's put it in the container, pretending these are leftovers. And then glitters, if you want to keep them under control, oh, they have to be handled well. Maybe a little bit more of this dark one. Right? Now, let's mix it together. How beautiful is this? Right? So now you can see they sparkle in the multidimensional way. So if we want to combine the glitter with the soft gel, the easiest way is to just paint it and then put it inside. So when you have, for example, transparent pebble and embellishment, it may be a piece of chipboard, it may be any other thing you like, even a bottle cap. You take, again, a brush, and you play with the glitter, creating your own special embellishment. So soft gel has a chance to shine for the last time today, right? You apply not a very thick coat, just enough to catch the glitter, and you put your pebble inside. Oh, not with your finger, of course, right? And then you will have another one. Whatever has to come off, it will come off. There's no way you can be perfect. But dip it and look at this. Instant effect. After drying, this sits quite well. So you don't have to really worry about glitter going away, right? So these are the most simple hacks you can think of using the soft gel. And let me show you on this I used before. This is quite okay, right? I can touch it and they are not coming off that easily. So it is depending on how precise you are with the application. You can also spray it a little bit on the top with some kind of fixative, and it's going to work even better. So that is something you can do quite easily. If you need an idea for the fixative, hairspray. Hairspray does the job really well. I just wonder. The cheapest hairspray you can get. And that will go to drying. Don't buy expensive one. It doesn't have to be like this. So here we go. I put it for drying. So we went through soft gel and art ingredients. Now we can go on the higher level of controlling the situation. We can go into 3D gel combinations. Yeah, that was hairspray. But you can also buy a glossy fixative. But hairspray, most of the people, they have similar products at home. Not everybody, but some. And there is just very cheap hairspray. So, so now, if you'd like to get dimensional effects, we are going to get that done. And after that, we will go to painting as well. So once we have our samples dry. To get dimensional effects like this, right, you need some kind of thicker medium, something that is going to keep your glitters under control inside. So, for example, 3D gloss gel is going to be great for any kind of shiny elements. So if you would like to make, for example, glitter paste, or if you'd like to make microbead paste, they are going to work really nice. If you'd like to get textures which have matte finish, it doesn't matter. You can use 3D matte gel or 3D gloss gel, and it's going to work really well. Here's the example of the paste we made 1 week ago. It's possible to watch in my reel. Combination of the mini art stones with the 3D gel. And now we can make even more fun texture. I will show you that in our container here. So let's say you want to have texture paste, but you don't really have any. You want to make your own. So you need something that is going to keep all these elements inside, and it's going to be easy to spread. 3D gloss gel is transparent, so you can see the colors if you want to, or you can just paint over it or put color inside as well. So we have some tags to experiment. We've got the base. We've got different ingredients. Let's make a combination of, for example, microbeads and art stones texture paste. And we will see what happens with different options. I'm going to bring a stencil so you can also see how nicely they go through the stencils, right? And if you don't have 3D gloss gel, you can take 3D matte gel. When you work with texture paste, remember your stencil shouldn't be too detailed, because very dimensional elements, they don't go well through the very, very fine details of the stencils. So let's have a look. There's a question. Have you ever used crackle paste with the stencil? Of course. And again, the same story. If you would like to have your crackle visible, make sure the elements of the stencil will be bigger. And that is something that is needed for the crackle to be really visible. Right? So if you want to put crackle paste through it, keep in mind chunky stencil is a better option. So now let's have some fun. We create our own paste. I said first we will do the version with mini art stones and microbeads. So I take a bit of the base, maybe a little bit more if we want to add the paste as well. Right. 3D gloss gel. Right. And then we put ingredients of our choices. So mini art stones. Right. And then we put microbeads to make it more fun. And then there's a moment when we have to put it all together. So there's a bit of mixing, like in cooking, right? When you make cookie dough, you have to make sure your chocolate chips and your raisins, whatever, nuts, go inside. So you have cookie dough consistency. Makes sense, right? And then once you're ready, you can see it's not very impressive because the gel, when it is wet, it's usually very white. So not the best. And the thing is, you have to be patient because after drying, this is going to turn transparent. So it will have the look that you will need. So you only see your glitter or you only see your beads. Now you can just go and start pushing that through the stencil. And the more you put inside, the more of the ingredients, right? The more you have to think about the stencil. Because the stencil, as I told you, if it's too fine, you won't be able to push these stones and these micro beads through it. So it's going to be rather annoying when you're trying to do something. I try to spread it as much as possible. Let me show you. See, right? And then here we go. You can see partly the micro beads in there. You can see the art stones, but it's going to be really visible after drying because we need to wait for the gel to do that for us. If you don't want the transparent version, there's no problem. You can see this was just art stones. The gel is invisible. If you don't want just that, you can also add some color inside. So, for example, some acrylic paint. I've got some liquid acrylics here. Let's add some, let's say, carmine to make rusty color. So our invisible gel will now pick up a bit of this red-orange tone. And it was going to be permanent finish as well. So let's mix it inside. It's possible to do it this way. Just look how quickly you are getting different results. So if you have texture paste based on gel, you see the full color of your ingredients or paints. If you have it in the white medium, for example, modeling paste, it's always going to be a little bit whitewashed. What is this lamp doing here? Thank you. Right, so the same story now. I will just try to clean the stencil a little bit. Right, and if you decide you want colorful version, we take another tag to have a look. You just did it. You just added one more element and we can talk about another effect, right? Again, try not to move your stencil and spread everything as much as you can. This is super textured paste, so it requires a bit of the patience. You need to push it in, spread it. I try to go and pick up all the leftovers, otherwise it goes to waste. There was some kind of other stone in here we don't need. So as you can see, you can play just like in the kitchen when you're cooking. You can put different ingredients in there. You can play and create your own effects. And your 3D gel or your soft gel, they are perfect bases to play. And then you add your ingredients inside and you can turn them permanent just by sticking them well or by mixing them in. So this way we've got like a pumpkin spice. Yes, of course you can dry it with the heat tool. These in art mediums, they were designed to work with the heat gun very well or with the hair dryer. Yeah, exactly. You can, after drying, it's permanent, so you can rub waxes on the top I can't even find, you can't find 3D gloss gel. Oh, where are you located? So we can point you to the right places. In Estonia. Holly, and Holly, you're in the US. You should have no hard time at all. Go to Prima retail website and you can buy it directly from Prima Marketing. And there is free shipping over $75 now. It's not in the store? That's very unusual. I will double check. If not, you can try with local retailers like For Creative Seasons, scrapbook.com, Cherry on Top, Retro Art Cafe, and there are many more that will carry. Flipping Fabulous. There are many, many shops that carry Prima products. Try putting art basics in the search bar. Crafting chaotics in California. Don't worry, we will find it for you. So after you have this effect, you can put techniques on the top just to show you some ideas what may happen. Where I've got the sample, I put it in a good place. Let's say you would like to add some color on the top, right? So here we've got options. These are the samples I made before. This one will look especially nice because this is done differently. The art stones or are on the top of the gel, not inside. And here the gel is inside. So let's see what happens if you put the paints in there. Let's take this carmine paint because it's here and it's really asking for attention. I will take the dirty palette. Right? And maybe to make it nicer, let's combine it with some other color. Crimson. Crimson is like pinkish version, so we have something more in the shades of red. You can take some water sprayer as well, so it's going to help with spreading the paint. And of course, you can also do it with the metallic paints as well. So it's just an example. If you want to paint on the top of your paint, of your permanent dry, you can see it's going to react a little bit like resist, and it's going to look pretty amazing. Look at that. Right? So the gel is a little bit resisting and it will give you some really nice results. Here, we've got beads sitting on the top of the on the top of the gel. So it's going to be even more fun. Look what happens. I'm just touching and I'm letting the paint go in between, because they are sprinkled on the top of the gel instead of being inside of the gel. You can see how fun this is. They just go and absorb it. Another effect. Did you sprinkle the art stones after putting gel through stencil to get them on the top of gel? Yes, in this sample. So I will show you that right away. You can see what happens differently. So here is gel and the art stones are inside, and here is gel and the art stones are on the top. But when you sprinkle some water, it's going to also bleed really nicely. Make sense? So how to make that work? Easily. If you want to get this look, it's super, super fluffy. You just need to, again, you need a stencil, you need some gel to start with, and then you put the art stones or micro beads on the top by tapping. Okay, let me show you. Let's take some surface. We'll take another tag. Then we take, again, the stencil that has some bigger surfaces. Right, so, and instead of mixing first, we just take gel straight from the jar with the clean brush, right? Let's say here. Not too much because it's just for demo, right? You apply it. 3D gloss gel or 3D matte gel, it doesn't matter. It has to be just a sticky gel medium. You remove your stencil. You see the pattern, right? And now you can sprinkle your micro beads or your art stones. Let's take some micro beads. I will try to catch the excess. What are those tags? I'm not telling you because they don't exist anymore. They are the very old Prima product, and I'm not going to tease you, telling you can buy them because you can't. Okay, so I sprinkle. I'm doing that with micro beads, so you can see it's also possible to do it this way, right? And then sprinkle some more of the art stones so we have different effects on the top. Right? A little bit more wasteful. That's why I'm doing that on the top of the paper. And now I also tap it a little bit. It's like, so they go a little bit more inside of the gel. They stick better. I repeat. And oops, and this is the texture you get. Right? But again, before you paint, you make sure it is dry, because otherwise your beads or art stones, they're going to be washed away with the paint because the gel will be diluted by water. Make sense? So now, if you have leftovers like that, you can do more of the texture paste. I'm just going to pretend they are only art stones here. Nobody will know. So this is, again, better effect when you have a chunky design of the stencil. Don't take super fine because it will be hard for your art stones to stick. It will be not enough of the gel to hold them in place. So better, bigger and bolder designs. So these tags, I don't think they are available. They were Prima tags for, I think, the collection with the paper dolls by Julie Nutting, and I just got them. Yeah, but you can totally make your own from the craft paper, from the scrapbooking paper. The thing is, they are matte on one side and then a little bit coated on the other. They're good for demo purposes. Okay. I want to show you one more thing with the 3D gel, the thing you may like. And this is glitter paste. So I'm going to take away the art stones. We're going to look at the just add the glitter again. So when you have your leftover glitter, it's very easy the same way to turn it into glitter paste, right? So the glitter paste is the same concept as we did before. Instead of art stones or instead of microbeads to create dimensional paste, you can create your glitter paste with, again, glossy version of the gel medium. So 3D gloss gel is going to be your best friend here. You mix it well. You can see I put a lot of glitter to create my glitter paste, and then you can apply it to get results like that, right? So this is one of the stencils. And then the glitter paste after drying. Here we've got silver and iridescent glitter on the top of white as well, just to give you inspiration for the winter projects. Right? So that is also a very nice combination to look like ice, or like the, you know, this chunky snow on the top of the project. So how to do that? You already know the recipe. You put a little bit of this, then you put a lot of glitter, you mix it well, and then the application of that is super easy. I have this one, but I also want to show you some other idea. You can make like gradation from gel to the glitter if you want to. So you start with the gel and then you start pushing the glitter paste as well. So that's kind of a fun concept. I will show you that in a moment. Let's say we start with the pure gel in one corner, right? And then we take the glitter paste and then we spread the glitter paste, like transitioning from gel to glitter. So you have like a little bit of the ombre effect. And of course, after drying, in these parts it's going to be transparent and the other parts is going to shine. I will show you the finished effect in a moment. So you can do this kind of gradation and it looks really well in some of the projects. So keep that in mind. I need to throw it in the water before it's going to dry on me. Remember, this is permanent, so you don't want that to dry on your stencil. So you can play. It is a combination of the different effects. And if you have leftovers like that, you can take them and put them into a small jar. For example, little leftover jar, and then keep it for later. As long as the gel is wet, you can still use your texture paste or glitter paste because they are still usable. So it can be stored for quite a long time. Just saying. There's no need to throw it away. Once you make too much, you can always save the day and close it tightly. And if you want to make sure it's really, really dry, you can spray some water before closing so it's going to stay fresh for longer. Right? So, how does it look like after drying? Like this. Transition from gel into the glitter. Right, so you've got a little bit of glitter showing, transitioning into full glitter. Right, so there's just gel. It's visible on the top of the black gesso because it's glossy. And then you get transition into glitter paste. Super simple to do. You could see how I was doing that just in a moment. Okay, this is something I'm going to show you in a moment. Now we're going to go into coloring of the samples. You remember this guy? It should be dry enough to add some color in selected places, so you can get similar look like we got on the tags. Is there any question before we're going to add some paint? Storing only 3D gel or soft gel as well? Soft gel as well. You can do it both ways as long as it's closed tightly. As long as the gel is wet, it's usable. Yes, the jar that seals properly. So I'm just drying it to make sure they are going to stay a little bit better. So you know quite well, they are going to work nicely if you put the color inside of the gel, but if you want to work around, it's also going to be quite nice to work with because you can put the paint in there and it's going to be going in between the textures. So we can use that for our advantage. I was showing you that you can do it really nicely with the metallic beads. Here you've got art stones painted this way on another sample. And this is super easy to do because you just need a brush and a bit of water, just like we did on the tag. Here I've got art stones, here I've got micro beads, here we've got glass beads, and here we've got more of the art stones, and here the glass glitter. So we can try how it's going to go on the top of these on the top of these art ingredients. Have you got any questions before I go there? We've got crimson paint. Let me see, crimson and carmine. Just saying, these were the two colors we used on the tags. And what else we can add? Let's take some brown. That is burnt sienna. You can't go wrong with the universal vintage brown color. So, I'm running out of the clean brushes. It's better to do with the small ones so you can be more precise with the application. I'll find one more. Oh, this one looks great. It's almost retired as well. And some water. First, make sure before you paint, your elements are not moving. If you are not sure, check with the brush. If something comes off, one or two pieces, that means it's fine. If everything comes off, it means it's wet, okay? The same here. I'm brushing. Yeah, they seem to be fine. So we can continue. Let's put the color on the art stones first. The simple way, we dip the brush, we add some color, and we add the water. See? Easy. Right? We can combine the colors directly and watch this really nice go away water, right? It just flows. And the more water you put, the tops of the art stones are going to be more visible. Very simple combination. And of course, if you want to cover more, you can just add more saturated color or you can repeat. This is not a problem, but it's just water and paint. This is how it looks like on the art stones. So now let's try the same thing on the glass beads. You were wondering how the glass beads are going to work, right? So we say the same paint, maybe add some water, okay? Crimson, and then I add a little bit of crimson, and I add a little bit of carmine and water. See? And let's collect that. The beads, they get the color quite nicely, right? If you want to get rid of that, you have to put really a lot of water, right? And then you can get less saturated effect. So remember, the gel is kind of resisting and the beads are resisting. So you can regulate how saturated you want your combination of colors. Just saying. So now let's look at the mini art stones, mini microbeads, right? They remain shiny and the paint goes mostly in between. They resist in a similar way like microbeads do. Make sense? Let's collect that. We can even put some color in the special combinations with Duneka technique. Every single texture makes different effect. So you just have to play and see what you like. And glitter. Here we've got the glitter. You can probably guess really well. Glass glitter is going to behave very similar to the glass beads or micro beads. It's going to get just a bit of color and remain shiny. So now you know how you can easily add the color to create different kind of grungy effects on your projects. It wasn't hard, I guess. Can you thin heavy body gel with fluid medium? Well, it's hard to mix them together. Heavy body gel is like jello. So that's probably the biggest problem. Yeah, so you can see shiny, shiny, and micro beads, shiny, shiny. Just to remind you how these guys look like after drying. Where's this steampunk project? Here. That's a good example. Here it is, right? The color stays on them, but they're still quite nicely visible. On the top here as well. So these are painted in the technique I was showing you. Yes, fluid medium. Liquid color, fluid medium. Here we go. So now, before we finish, I want to show you a project that I think is a lovely combination of different kind of beads and micro beads and even glitter. And I will show you how you can get very similar effect. This is project that has that all. We have beads, we've got micro beads, and we've got super shiny glitter. So if you'd like to get similar results, I've got quick sample to show you how it all can be done. so you feel inspired to experiment a little bit more. So I will show you the ingredients I used in the project. No, not exactly these ones, but very similar. First of all, the beads. I don't really have black beads, but I've got beads in the similar color. They're purple. Should be similar enough, right? So what else? Black micro beads. So if you have them as they are, you can easily sprinkle them in there. Black micro beads. Here they are. They're not fully black. They are more like poppy seed color, but they are perfect here. So for the bigger textures, I used black micro beads and very dark beads here. And then for the glitter, well, to create some glitter paste you've seen before, this one, I used shades of blue and shades of black. So it was like black blue color and 3 different shades of the navy blue. So this is the mix I've got in this leftover jar, the one I was showing you in the container. This was the sample I was doing before. And then for the last special touch, I've got iridescent black glitter. It's like disco glitter. It's absolutely fabulous. So you can use that, but you can also use something else to get that result. First, we need to add some basic color that is going to match the color palette. And you can use metallic paint, or you can use waxes or anything else. So we've got blue, black glitter. So here we've got like blue green. So I can look for some matching color of the metallic paint, for example. Yeah, it is disco. Come on. It is disco glitter. Yeah, chia seeds may work as well. Just don't put too much water so they don't sprout on you. Okay, let's have a look in the metallic paints. I may be wrong, but this royal blue looks very promising. And something a little bit greenish. Let's maybe use a bit of the Sparks night shadow color. Right? We would like to add the color on the top of our embellishments a bit. So it's going to be very dramatic. It's not going to be highlighted with waxes as we did in the past. It's just combination of the shiny stuff. I had an element we can put on the top as well, but let's focus on the techniques. Again, we need to make sure the paints will go nicely. So to make them flow and to go into our glitter paste, we can add extra water. Right? So if you'd like to add quite a lot of textures, you can go quite heavy with the colors because they're going to cover them as well. First, let's add a bit of the blue. Oh, it goes very well with my glitter paste. And then the other one. So it's going to be greenish. Let them blend. So they go a little bit on the outsides as well. Come on, empty sprayer. You can pick up the excess with the paper towel or the baby wipe. These are super fun and very user-friendly techniques, so it's very hard to go wrong here, okay? We are doing something quite, I would say, easy to follow even for the beginners. So I'm basically just tapping this paint in selected parts, and now I let my water do the job and take it in different locations, places, and whatever is too far, I just pick that up. It's easier when you have more water in the bottle. Okay, that's a good start. So I use 2 shiny paints. We've got glitter paste, and then we've got the black on the outside. Does it make sense? Let's dry it. So this is royal blue, and this is Sparks Night Shadow. Metallic paints, Sparks paints from Prima Marketing Art Alchemy line I made. So you can see it goes very well. No, it is not hard, really. You add some water, you add the paints, they start flowing, you push them more with the water, they just go and start getting in between the textures. Don't overthink it. You just have to apply them bit by bit. Don't put like half of the pot in one time. Just do it in stages. I'm just drying so you can see, because I diluted the paint, it's not fully covering now. It's kind of like showing us some of the details. Right? We want this to dry because now we have to put the gel for our beads and micro beads to stick. So it's better if the paints are not going to be wet, otherwise the gel is going to make them even more wet and everything will start flowing, which is not fun. So it's better to just dry a little bit longer. So you can see on the top of the glitter paste, we have quite shiny combination of the elements. Okay, let's say we are almost there. Now we need something to stick our beads. And from the previous demo, you know it's easy to stick them using soft gloss gel. So now you need a brush. And as you remember, we have to start with the big ones and then go to the smaller ones. And then finally we will go to the smallest. And we'll also show you how you can adjust the color quite easily. Right? I don't have perfect beads. I don't have black. I don't have blue. I've got purple, but it's close enough. So now we take the brush and we're going to put the gel in the parts where we want the beads and micro beads to go, because we are going to create textures surrounding our embellishments, but also going on the top as well. It's really up to you how you want to do it, but just showing you how cool it is when they sit on the top of the embellishments. They create beautiful textures. So especially the micro beads, they like to be on the top of the things as well. Right? So keep that in mind. You've got options here. So now we start with the chunky stuff. So I'm going to apply quite a lot of the gel so my beads can stick nicely. I'm not going to put beads on the top of the embellishments. I will just put them closer to them so they are not going to cover too much, right? So adding extra textures. Right? Let me show you. They go in pretty well. So this way we go in other selected places. It's really up to you how far you want to go. And remember, not the beads, big stuff goes first. So we will put them wherever we want the extra texture. Usually beads are things that people don't really use that much because they don't know what to do with them. They're really nice for touches like this. Remember, if you want to move them, you can take a brush and move them a little bit. Once they fill the gaps, they are great for filling the ugly gaps. All right, then we can add even more of your gel and sprinkle the micro beads on the top. So, for example, on the petals, on the frame, in some parts. On the flowers. Here, imagination is the limit, of course, but try to leave some parts that have no textures, really. So there will be some balance as well. So now we take the micro beads and we sprinkle them on the top. It is hard to stop. Now you're just seasoning the whole project. Quite good portions, so they go everywhere. See, a lot. Now I put it over the rubbish bin. And I top off the excess. So I can see where I overdid it. For example, here is too far. So I will move it a little bit closer. Maybe I would like to reveal some parts. But I have to say, you can easily get obsessed with the textures like this. Right? So be careful. They are super addictive. Right? We have quite beautiful textures already. Yes, I've done it, I don't know how many times. Like, oh, come on, I started doing this kind of stuff in 2009. So you can see. Now, before we are going to go to glitter, I will dry it a little bit. So they're just going to stay nicer in place. We already have a really interesting look and a lot of drama. You can see how nice they are. The secret here is the color of the beads, the color of the glitter paste, the color of the canvas and paint. It is all coordinated, so everything comes together easily, right? So what happens if you don't have the right color? Like, you don't see the purple color of my beads, but you could easily, if you wanted, play a little bit with the color and say, oh, it is not exactly what I wanted. It's not the bead color. Now, if you have the same paint that you used on your embellishments, you could go and, recolor your beads a bit, right? You can see it is possible to touch and do it. So don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. Come on, I need some more water in here. Right, it's empty. But you could readjust the color just by touching with the paint in the selected parts. Make sense? If you wanted, you could do that. And finally, we're going to do a bit of the disco glitter just to show you how this effect was done. This is iridescent black, but if you have any iridescent glitter, it's nice to experiment with this because iridescence catches the light in the most beautiful way. But even just getting a little bit of blue glitter or a little bit of the black blue, the ones we used in before, you would get very good effects. Just don't use one color. Mix a couple of colors together. Okay, this is the trick. Thank you, Nunu, for helping. Okay, so do I have any? We will do a little bit of the color mixture on one side so you can compare, and a bit of the disco as well so you can see them. So now, I don't have any image to put in here, but I'm sure you can imagine it would look very nice with the photo. Of course, the photo should be also dramatic and dark. Do I have anything? Okay. Just a second. Right? If I had a smaller version of this would work so nicely in that background because that's in the high contrast. But just showing you, this is possible to do it with the photo, or you can put some nice object in there. So do it in the style that you can see here. Add some embellishment that would sit on the top. Are you willing to go? No. This one is not painted, but you can imagine we could put something on the top of that. Oh, we were very young on that photo. Very, very young. Okay. So now for the glitter. We also need to add a little bit, so you can even dilute your soft gel, so it's going to be easier to apply it. So it's going to be almost like a wash. You could sprinkle that directly in between the beads before drying, but sometimes you want to add the paint. So if you added the paint, dilute your soft gel, so you have almost like a delicate wash. And now you can dab it wherever the glitter needs to go. And the glitter is absolutely gorgeous finish. And don't be shy. Keep in mind, this project is all about drama. It's not about being shy, it's about creating very dramatic effects. So, what you need to do is to add the wash of your soft gel, so it's going to turn sticky. And then, ready or not, we sprinkle glitter. So let's say a bit of this. Just look at the shine already happening, and mix that with another color. So it's going to look even more dimensional. Yeah. Oh, that's disco already. Oh, sorry. Right? I'm sorry for the disco. I was trying to show you the effect first. And then, of course, don't forget to tap the excess. You can also brush it a little bit if you want to get rid of the excess. So this is how you get shiny finish. No, it's not a subtle project. There's nothing subtle about it. But sometimes when you want to go in full gothic drama, or you want to go into carnival, or you want to go into something that is going to, you know, correspond with maybe beautiful, vibrant colors of something else, makes total sense. And this is my secret weapon, Disco Black. And Disco Black has, it doesn't take any you know, anything as a no. This project goes like crazy. Disco glitter is still possible to find somewhere. It's iridescent black, and it was part of my ebony and ivory glitter set. Ah! Okay, let me tap off the excess. Yes, it's my favorite. Because why being shy if you make something like this, right? And then, of course, after drying, you can brush off the excess, but this is also possible to keep it as it is. Disco glitter. Let me show you that in the different light. It's very hard to take photos of the iridescent glitter, by the way, or record it, because it kind of confuses the camera. So be prepared. It's just like, ooh. Yeah, it is something else. So you can play like that. You don't always have to highlight everything. This is over the top art ingredients project. But as I said, if you combine it with the right photo, like here, I had a photo of myself with the headphones on, it made sense. Like it was, you know, about darker tones. It was like this. So you can experiment and play. And these kind of looks, if you do them in the browns and reds, for example, they're going to look very, very nice for the different kind of Christmas or New Year celebrations. They work really well in the combinations of silver and white and iridescent for the winter. And the main key point here is to keep the colors coordinating. Okay? What are the two colors you called pumpkin spice? The pumpkin spice, the orange ones, right? I used copper, gold, and white gold. Like they don't have names, these glitters. I just combine them in the coordinating, you know, coordinating combinations. Because that is not, if you had to name glitter colors, you would just run out of the names right away. I remember this set of the black glitters. I was releasing that, this ebony and ivory. When I was releasing that premium, I was like, why do you need black glitter? This is why. So just have a look what may happen if you just play with tons of art ingredients. I am here to show you possibilities and show you the techniques. You have all the chance to experiment. You know how to use them, how to put them together. I hope you enjoy that. And don't forget, next Monday we have no live stream, because it's going to be like too early. We're going to have it in 2 weeks. And next week, I will have a video for you, like short video about metallic flakes. We're going to learn about that. And in 2 weeks, we have a video on micas, and we're going to have live stream on metallic flakes and micas. So we combine it together. I hope that was informative. And if you have any friends that would like explore the world of art stones, microbeads, beads, glitters, this is the video for them to watch, I think. This is the live stream. So I hope you want to learn more about art ingredients. Check the description box. I'm going to post the links to the Prima shop and all of the social media there in a moment. So give me like 5 minutes. So once the live stream will finish, I will make sure the description is correct. So you can look for the 3D gel or any other products you could see here. Go through your glitters. I'm sure you have some beautiful colors. Experiment with making pastes, experiment with making sprinkles or washes of the colors. Try to combine them with something else, so it's not just going to be that. And watch the short videos, so you will see how you can use the gilding glue to cover your awkward elements with glitter. Let me show you that as well. In the short video, in the reel I posted today, I also show you how I covered the whole element with the gilding glue, and then I brushed the glitter on the top, because this is not paste, this is not anything, this is just glitter brushed on the top of the gilding glue. We will learn more about gilding glue in the next live stream in 2 weeks as well. So it is going to be part of the metallic flake demo, and I will show you that again. Is that a deal? Okay, so what is your favorite art ingredient? Which part of that you like the most? Let me know before I will clean all the glitter and bring the vacuum cleaner. I don't want to give away my secrets. Well, if you have good secrets, it's not so easy to say goodbye to them. Disco glitter. Dziękuję, Marta, bardzo się cieszę, polecam się. Did I miss any important questions? Yes, that's very true. No matter how hard people try, they always will miss this important ingredient, which is a person's personality. You have to make the things your way to kind of make it work. So don't worry. You like the microbeads. We're all in love with disco glitter. Like disco glitter. Okay, this is the glitter I use in the classes in France, and people said, no, you know, we are in France, we don't like glitter that much. It's a bit too much. And then they saw black glitter, black blue, black gold, and disco glitter, and everything changed. It was like, so how about this? Like, ooh. Yeah, this is this big, ooh. It is really, really convincing. So if you're looking for the iridescent black, look for, shades of black. If you don't find ebony and ivory glitter set, that will have black gold, blue gold, black gold, blue, black, disco gold, iridescent white, and something more. I'm sure you can find more glitter everywhere, because this is stuff that just is so popular in crafts. Just remember, never apply just one color of glitter. Mix it with a neighboring color. Give them the chance to be dimensional. It makes huge difference. Like, you never really get the same depth applying just one glitter. Just showing you like pumpkin spice, right? That was copper, that was gold, and a bit of orange. And because, you can't even see how pretty it is, but because it's tone to tone, they look so much more sophisticated and so much more expensive and so much more stylish. One color is going to look flat. When you combine neighboring colors, you're going to get absolutely beautiful combination. Always black. I totally agree. Black is the right color, like you can tell. I just dressed today. Even my hair is matching kind of the project. So, glitter is harder to find. I know, that's why black glitter. If you check, it was called Ebony and Ivory. I'm not sure, but some of the stores may still have it because it was years ago, but I know glitters don't go bad, so some shops may still have that set. I'm just trying to close my soft gel now. So remember, for working with your glitters, beads, you have soft gel and 3D gel. They are your best friends for application in a permanent way. And at the same time, you can also look at the gilding glue, but for gilding glue, Crafting Chaos has it. Buy your Ebony and Ivory set before it's too late. And just saying, if you need any inspiration, you can come back to this link. You can always go back and rewatch it, and you can share it with your crafty friends as well, because this is live stream open for everybody. I was just trying to explain how the art ingredients may work in mixed media for adding extra something. Yeah, we are all very different, and yes, we are all weird in our way. And the good part is we can enjoy each other weirdness. And this is the good attitude, like in enjoying the weirdness. She's got everything and she can get it. That sounds wonderful. Have you got any last questions before I'm going to wash my hands and come with the vacuum cleaner to suck in all the glitter? In the UK. Kocur, do you think we may have Ebony and Ivory glitter set?
I can check.
He will check in Ireland. So it's a very rare thing. I have micro beads everywhere today. See you in 2 weeks for the next Mixed Media Monday. And my patrons, remember, no, we don't have it. It's sold out. Yep. Thumbs up, subscribe if you didn't subscribe yet. Check my social media. They will be in the description below in a moment. And don't forget, all of this stuff is waiting for you. Primo Marketing and Finnabair, we are tightly together. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting me as an artist. Oh, we have a package in Sweden. Leah, well done. Now everybody's going to hunt for the disco black glitter. This one has no mercy, this glitter. It's just like, there is no excuses. You just love it or not. That's it. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice time with your beads, micro beads, art stones, and glitters. And don't forget, you can always tag us on social media. You can always follow us on social media. And share the information with your friends. That is super helpful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Stay tuned, and we have to make it again. And I hope you're going to join me next Monday to see the next mini video on the metallic flakes, and next Monday for the live stream and the next mini video. Every Monday now we try to make mini videos for you, and stay tuned because my design team members, they also add their little videos inspired by the same topic. So this week topic is glitter. Can you tell? Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Nunu, for helping with the chat. And thank you so much for all the support and all the love. I couldn't see the chat, all of the chat because I was doing the demo, but I'm sure if you have any more questions, you can drop them in the comments below. And if you are watching the replay, remember, you can always add the comment below to tell us which was your favorite art ingredient, what kind of effect you like the most, or ask your questions, of course. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody.